It seems some African leaders have started grabbing the bull by its horn. Senegal President Bassirou Diomaye Faye has asked France President Emmanuel Macron to remove all their military bases from Senegal. Let's watch this video. I will be back.
As French people, could you imagine seeing us in your country with tanks or military vehicles, with Senegalese soldiers in Senegalese uniforms? That's what history has been like. France has enslaved, colonized, and remained.
You know, I have been thinking about how most of the Western countries has decided to put their military base in Africa. I've been asking a lot of questions. Their intentions of doing that, and it has always directed to just one reason. Looting of African resources. Wherever channel it passes, sometimes they will give some reasons that, oh, we are building military bases in Africa to curb terrorism, to curb, rebel groups. And most of the times you go deep into these matters and it's not really about curbing rebel groups in the deserts. Most of the times these military bases are pioneers of masterminding how some African resources will be looted. When they are there, most of the times they are doing their researches, they are doing their findings to monitor where our oils are, where our golds are, where our diamonds are, where our lithiums are. And they have done that for several years. Since independence, France did not even fully give all these French countries their independence. They just said they have independence, but on paper, they were still controlling most of the French countries in Africa resources. That is why recently you have been hearing a lot of coup in Africa when it comes to Burkina Faso, when it comes to Mali, when it comes to Guinea, because the conditions they live does not benefit their citizens. The type of poverty they swim in does not benefit their citizens. But these French people are taking advantage of them and sometimes stealing their lithium. They won't tell you we are stealing. They will tell you we are, normally we are doing this job. We are going to, we just find this oil or lithium or this and we want to mine it. And after mining it, we will take it to our country and refine it. And all the resources we are getting, you are getting maybe 5%, 3%, and also. And that has been the downfall of Africa. Most of the times, our African people has been doctrinated to paint the pictures that our leaders are the cause of our problem. But what they are not asking themselves, or what we are not asking ourselves, is how come since independence no leader has ever done anything good for Africa? We are always tagging them as corrupt leaders, but we have to see above such leaders. I've been here, I've called African leaders as puppets for a very long time. But let's give this position to someone who think he got the principle he's a patriot and he's ready to serve the country, you realize he also come to power and he can't do anything because the system, that democratic system they have been building in Africa does not favor the African people. And that is something we have to talk about. That is something we have to complain about. We shouldn't always blame the leaders. We should look into the systems that they put in place that has made it breed corrupt leaders. The systems is the problem, not the individual. Because if they are able to build the system to favor them, whoever we placed him in that system cannot succeed. We should monitor something. Now that this Senegal leader has started complaining about France taking out their military base, you realize the system will go against him. It's either they are going to destroy his economy or they are going to pull a lot of plots that will make him look bad in front of his citizens. This is what most African leaders, we have to think outside the box. Most of the times you find content online where people are like African leaders are corrupt. No, they are corrupt already, but the systems you are practicing. Now, what do you call it? Saturday, Ghana is going on the poll and they are going to, exercise their power through their thumb. They are going to choose a leader. The leader that they will choose, whom they think we are choosing a leader to come and help the country, most of the times, all of them comes and they can't do anything. They will promise you mouth-watering promises. And they will be telling you they will do this, we will do that, we will do that, we will do that. But when they come to power, they can't do anything because the systems don't even allow you to do what you want to do. The so-called constitutions, the so-called laws has been drafted. It has been drafted to go against your leader. Why do you think they normally can build military bases in these African countries? These military bases are in the country to monitor government movement, to steal resources. And if the government is not doing something that will benefit the Western country, they will take you out. These days, they are not taking you out through maybe gun or something, but they will make sure they will work against your economy. And if you are a leader and you have bad economy, automatically, when the time comes, your people will vote you out. And that has been the main problem. So I think the time has come that African leaders have to be truthful. Tell your citizens what exactly is happening in the country. The opposition, the government have to come together to build the country. Because what I have realized is, if the government of the day is not doing what the Western countries want, they collaborate with the opposition to make sure they take you out for them to be able to control the leader that they have brought to power. And that is what has been happening. Whether we like it or not, that is exactly what that has been happening. So I'm telling you, ask yourself, why since independence, no African country has been able to get a proper leader to lead their country? It has been ages. Every generation complains about leadership. Every generation complains about leadership. So why do you think since independence, no African country has been able to choose a proper leader to lead them? And so far, every leader we normally choose, as soon as we choose him, few years to come, we tagged him as a corrupt leader. So I'm telling you, The person who is leading you may not be the problem, but the systems that has been put in place allows this corrupt practice to happen. So it's either we find a different political systems to practice. And many countries have done that and they have succeeded. You have to think twice. You have to be very careful of where we are taking our country to. Otherwise, we will keep changing leaders like boxers. And at the end of the day, nothing will happen. Please go to my description box, click on the Telegram link, join us for us to discuss about the well-being of Africa and Africans in diaspora. If today is your first time coming to this channel, then don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification button so that anytime I upload any great content, you will be notified. Thanks for watching.